Good afternoon, students. Welcome to the online class of Biology for Engineering. In our last session, we have seen the topics of Unit 3, Genetics and Evolution. We shall continue with this Unit 3. The next topic, what we are going to study in our today's online session in this Genetics and Evolution, Unit 3 is chromosomes. This is the diagrammatic representation of chromosomes. Chromosomes is a topic what we will continue in our today's online session. So, these chromosomes are located inside the nucleus of the animal and plant cells. Both animal and plant cells will have nucleus. We have discussed about these cells in our previous classes. So in the cell, nucleus will be present. We have already discussed this. In the nucleus, these chromosomes will be located. So chromosomes, these are fine thread-like structures. They will have long chains of DNA. DNA is deoxyribose nucleic acids. And some proteins are also present in these chromosomes. You can see here the diagrammatic representation of chromosome. So chromosome is having the arms, these arms of chromosomes. Two arms are present. We can call them as P arm and Q arm. These two arms of chromosome. The short arm of the chromosome, this short arm of the chromosome, we are calling it as P arm. And the long arm, this long one, is the long arm of the chromosome, and we call it as Q arm. These are the two arms of chromosome. Then we have this primary constriction region. This is the region of chromosome occupied by the centromere. Centromere of the chromosome will divide the chromosome into two sections. We have secondary constriction and primary constrictions. Secondary constriction is a region found at any point of the chromosome. This is the telomere. Telo means end, this end of the chromosome. You can find here on the telomere section DNA, sequence of DNA repeatedly with many times at the end of each chromosome. Telomere is present with a short sequence of DNA at the end of each chromosome. Telomere is present. So this is about the diagrammatic representation of chromosome. It is having two arms, P and Q arms of chromosome. It is having primary constriction. This is the region of the chromosomes. Secondary constriction is also the another region found at any point of the chromosome. And this telomere is at the end of each chromosome. You can find DNA sequence at the end of each chromosome. This region, telomere, is present. So these are the chromosomes located inside the nucleus of the plant and animal cell. Chromosomes are termed as hereditary vehicles because they have the ability of self-reproduction, and this is the heredity material that is passed on from the parents to the offsprings. So chromosome is the main hereditary material that is passed on from the parents to the offsprings. Next we have this diagrammatic representation of the types of chromosomes on the basis of number of centromere. Centromere is a point or a region on the chromosome which will divide the chromosome into two sections or two arms. Just now we have seen. So centromere is the region on the chromosome which is dividing the chromosome into two sections or two arms. So this chromosome will help in passing the material. It is the main hereditary material that is passed on from the parents to the offsprings. This chromosome is having a region called centromere which is dividing the chromosome into two sections or arms, and this centromere will help in determining the different shapes of the chromosomes, and this chromosomes will help in cell division. During cell division they are helping. First we have here acentric. Centromere is absent in this type of chromosomes. So centromere is absent in acentric type of chromosome. Chromosome without a centromere, we call it as acentric chromosome. So centromere is absent. Centromere is the region present on the chromosome which is dividing the chromosome into two halves or two sections or two arms. So acentric chromosome is a chromosome without a centromere. Next we have monocentric. You can see here in monocentric chromosome with one centromere. One centromere is present which is dividing the chromosome into two sections here in monocentric. This is centromere, the region on the chromosome which is dividing the chromosome into two sections or two halves or two arms. Monocentric is a chromosome with one centromere. Then we have dicentric chromosome with two centromeres. Then we have polycentric chromosome with more than two centromeres. This is the centromeres which is helping in during the cell division process. They are useful. So polycentric is the chromosome with more than 2 centromeres. So basing on the types of chromosomes, number of chromosomes, types of chromosomes, we have seen. So all these are the different types of chromosomes: acentric, monocentric, dicentric, polycentric. Next we have diagrammatic representation of types of chromosomes on the basis of position of centromere. Based on the position of the centromere, the chromosomes are categorized into this following types, that is telocentric, acrocentric, submetacentric and metacentric. This is telocentric. The centromere is lying at the terminal end. At the end of the chromosome, you can see the centromere. This is telocentric. The chromosome is lying at the end of the chromosome in this telocentric type of chromosome. Then we have acrocentric. The centromere is lying at subterminal end of the chromosome. Such that here in acrocentric you can see one arm is very long and the other arm is very short in acrocentric. The centromere is lying at the subterminal end of the chromosome and one of the arm is very long and the other arm is very short in this acrocentric type of chromosomes. Next we have submetacentric chromosomes. The centromere is lying away from the midpoint of the chromosome. Away from the midpoint of the chromosome, the centromere is present somewhat away from the midpoint of the chromosome, so that the length of the chromosome arms are becoming unequal in this submetacentric type of chromosomes. Next we have metacentric. The centromere is lying somewhat in the center of the chromosome and the two arms are almost equal in length in metacentric type of chromosomes. So next we have topic, that is variation. So this variation in biology, it is nothing but the differences. The differences between individuals in a species, we call it as variations. Examples: humans with different color eyes. The differences what we see in the human beings is nothing but the variations, differences between individuals. As you can see, no two organisms will be exactly similar. Just now I said the example as human beings will be having different colored eyes. The changes or the differences in the colored eyes in the humans will be the example of variation. The offsprings what we are getting, they will be similar to their parents, but they will not be identical. So differences that is existing in size or in shape or in behavior or in color or in height or in weight, etc. All these will be termed as variations. Any differences between cells, individual organisms or group of organisms of any species due to genetic differences, the genes or the genotypic variations due to the effect of environmental factors on the expression of genetic potentials, that is phenotypic variations. Phenotype means the physical appearance. Phenotypic means physical appearance. Genotypic means the genetic makeup of the organisms, the genes related to the genes. And phenotypic is the physical appearance of the organisms. So variation is nothing but the changes. It can be shown in physical appearance or in metabolism or in fertility or reproduction, behavior, learning, mental ability. All these are the measurable characters of the variation. So variation is the differences between the individuals in a species, as you can see in the physical appearance of the organisms. Next we have is speciation. What is speciation here? It is how a new kind of plant or animal is created or evolved. Is nothing but the speciation. Evolution of new species is how a new kind of species. Species is nothing but organism, any plant or animal. The organisms, the plants, animals. Species is the basic unit of organization. It is defined as the group of individuals. Species is the group of individuals that belong to a single family that will interbreed with each other in natural conditions. So, speciation is evolution of new species, is how a new kind of plant or how a new kind of animal is created or evolved by this process of evolution. Speciation will mainly occur when a group within a species will separate or isolate or separated from the other population of species. This process of speciation will mainly occur when a group within a species is getting separated or isolated. So speciation is how a new kind of plant or animal is created or evolved to a new species. Species is nothing but individuals or the organisms. The organisms includes plants, animals, microorganisms, all. So it is a group of individuals. Is nothing but the species. So that condition is nothing but the speciation. Next we have speciation takes place in two ways. First one is allopatric speciation and the second one is sympatric speciation. Two types of speciation we'll see in the next slide. Allopatric speciation here sorry, the term allopatric, allo means different here, patric is the native land. It is occurring when one population is becoming geographically separated or isolated from the rest of the species. Species is the individuals, group of organisms, animals is nothing but the speciation. Then the separated species will evolve by natural selection or genetic drift. This is genetic drift is nothing but the size of population will be reduced due to the genetic drift. The size of population will get reduced is nothing but the genetic drift. So the diversity of the population will be reduced due to genetic drift, the process where the changes within a population will reduce the diversity in a population, will reduce the size of the population, nothing but the natural drift due to natural selection, genetic drift. Natural selection is a natural process in which the life forms that is possessing favorable conditions to the environment will produce the offsprings. The geographical changes you can see, like changes in the rivers, migration of the animals or formation of mountains, earthquakes, heavy rains, cyclones, fires, the geographical changes leading to the isolation of a population will be related to allopatric speciation. Next we have sympatric speciation. Sim here means together, patri is native land. Sympatric speciation is nothing but that is occurring between two groups of same species that is living in same geographical location, but they are evolving differently. You can see in this diagram the schematic diagrammatic representation of allopatric and sympatric speciation. In the allopatric speciation, the geographical barriers like formation of mountains is making the population evolve into a new species of organisms compared to the ancestral species. Then in sympatric speciation you can see the ancestral species or the group of individuals or the organisms is evolving into a new species, and two group of same species live in same geographical location, but they are evolving differently within the population due to reproductive isolation. So this is about the allopatric and sympatric speciation. Next we have genes. The topic in this unit 3, that is genetics and evolution. These genes are the basic unit of heredity information that is transmitted from the parents to the offsprings from one generation to the other. It will be having the DNA. Full form of DNA. What is the full form of DNA? Deoxyribose nucleic acids. We have seen in previous sessions. In the cell, the nucleus, this DNA will be present inside the living organisms. So these genes are important for carrying all the informations for the living organisms to grow and live. So genes are the basic units of heredity that is transmitted from the parents to the offsprings. So the information which is present in the DNA or the genes inside the living organisms, in the cell, in the nucleus, will be helping for the organisms to grow and live and survive. DNA will be having some proteins, that is specialized proteins will be combining and forming this genes. The study of genes is nothing but the genetics, what we are studying in this unit 3, genetics and evolution, study of genes. They are having DNA which are present inside the living organisms, which is main for carrying the necessary information from the parents to the offsprings. This is the hereditary material which is getting transmitted from one generation to the other generation, genes. So we'll continue with unit 3 in our next class.